start streaming. And then we're just gonna this is fucking me out, dude, because like I just changed that. Why? Reload. Okay, so if I can play the video. Okay, customization, on, okay, go, start, am I on? I feel like I'm not. So, wait, so what's the deal? Stream is healthy. Okay, all that stuff's good. Kind of merch. But so are we live? Oh, here we go. How do I change that? Edit. Details. How do I make it fucking not? Okay. Hello? That's weird. So now I can't see. Okay. I don't want to hear myself. Okay. Good deal. I don't know what was going on, man. I turned on like 3 different mics and nothing was taking, so it must have been something wrong with the stream. I went ahead and ran this through. Normally when I do lives anymore, I just do a web, you can do a like a webcam live, or you can do a live where you run it through you run it through a third-party software, and so I just switched it over to that to make sure it was going to work. But yeah, anyway, so sorry about that. I just normally whenever I plug this dumb little mic or this dumb little camera in, the mic works on it. I said dumb little because I do not like it. Movo. What's up, Dave? What's up, Paul? Aren't you supposed to be at work or something? Oh. Let's see. Oh, I was fixing my stupid smart light. That was me, Suggs. There she goes. Alright, hold on a second. I gotta turn my... I had to reset the light in the office, and when I did that, it took it out of my routines. And so my light doesn't turn on when I turn the office on. It drives me nuts. So give me 1 second. Maybe 2 seconds. What did I just do? Add that. Kevin, so more versatility, I would go with the Ortur. Because you're going to be able to upgrade it. You'll probably be able to upgrade the X tool as well, but I have a feeling that what you're going to see is that you're going to have to go through X tool for most of that stuff, whereas let's say Ortur is a little bit more open source, where you could put like a different laser head on it and things like that. Right now, it seems like everything with the D1 is proprietary. Totally at work. Carl, if you want me to, Carl, I can absolutely. You know, I used to be a mime. So that's what I tell my wife. What in the shit, dude? Why can't... Oh, smart home, there it is. Lights. Hold on, it's going to just take me a second. Power off. Computer, shut it down. Here we go. Okay. Much better. Oh, let's see. Now I need to find... There we go. Okay, bring this over here. Okay, so let's see. Kevin, doing all right, man. That's awesome, Dave. Yeah, so don't... When I say that the other one has more versatility, it's still... They're still both really good units. And honestly, I still like the way the D1 looks better. I mean, and this is personal preference. Like, I like the way it looks like in the shop, which I know is probably something you shouldn't really take into consideration. But I think the lines look better on that. The Aufero like really surprised me though, as far as like how well it held up to a 10-watt laser in its same class. That was impressive. Let's see. Oh, and then, dude, and you can't right now, actually, even after, but right now you can't beat the price on the Aufero. It's what'd I say it was? I can't remember now. Their flash sale price for the next month through February 10th, it is, the straight up, just the LU2, which is the unit you saw in the video, is, $269. That's bonkers, man. Like I can't remember exactly what the Laser Master 2 is going for, but it's more than that. And just ease of setup. Well, I take that back. It depends on where you buy it. It looks like there's some places. Oh, that's the Laser Master 2. It's not a Pro. Let's see what they have it listed on their website. It is free. It is on, so the Ortur Laser Master 2 Pro, which I would say that the Aufero, I always want to say Aufero. It is Aufero, isn't it? I always want to say Aufero. The Aufero and the Laser Master 2, to me, personally, are relatively similar units, and you can buy the Aufero for the next 30 days for, like, $200 cheaper? Almost $200 cheaper? That's bonkers. That's where you really, that price makes it fucking worth it. Kevin, the cutting, I was surprised at how well that the Aufero can cut. It depends on what you want to cut. Where you're going to see, like, I can't think of what it is. Where you're going to start seeing the benefit of having a 10-watt laser is if you're cutting thicker material. It's going to cut it faster for you. But like I say in the video, as much as it's cool to be able to cut like 10 mil material, I don't do it very much, and it's slow. You know, I mean, even like the D1 is slow when you're cutting 10 mil material. Yes, it's impressive that it does it. You're not going to use that to cut 10 mil material on a daily basis. It just doesn't make any sense. You know, you would want something better. Thoughts for engraving things like tumblers. So Daniel, you can hook a rotary up to it. I personally like the rotary for the D1 better. Because it is plug and play. You don't have to assemble it. The Ortur rotary, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that you have to assemble it out of the box. Either one is going to do fine with tumblers. But like anything, like all of the Ortur line to me is one of those things where you are you you're the guy that wants to build the things, and you're the guy that wants to tinker with the things and possibly upgrade the things. That's the reason you want an Ortur product versus a D1, which is ready to go out of the box. Now, I tried to explain. Well, I didn't explain it in the video. I ended up having to edit it out because this video was like, it was long for me anyway, but it was like 30 minutes when I first cut it, so I had to cut some stuff out. As much as the D1 has some presets that are very helpful, I feel like most of us, like makers, I would say, you are going to eventually want to tinker with those settings because you want to tweak them and get them just perfect. So it's a good starting point, but eventually you're going to want to get more into the settings and whatnot. So I almost say it might be a little hindrance to some people, maybe not in this crowd. Nice, Dave. Take it easy. Because I feel like some people may like set their D1 up, set it to cut whatever basswood or whatever, and it doesn't cut with the settings, and then they're pissed because their unit doesn't work. And what they're not taking into consideration is how cold is it in the garage? How much moisture is in the air? What's the humidity like? Maybe you have a piece of plywood that you're trying to cut that has that has a glue spot that's sticking in it. So I think for both, I think you can kind of go both ways on whether you have those settings or not, because I see a lot of people in Ortur groups, especially, or I should say laser groups, not just specifically Ortur groups, that they're constantly asking for settings. Hey, I want to cut 3 mil acrylic, which I don't think this will do. It might. I want to cut 3 mil acrylic. What are your settings? And it's like, you really need to be running a burn test and figuring out what your unit will do. The quicker you learn how your unit works for you, because it's not that the units themselves vary so much. It's your environment. A lot of time it like has a lot to do with it. So the sooner you know what your unit will do, the better. Yeah, right, Daniel. That's what I would compare it to. I don't know a whole lot about 3D printers, but I have had a lot of people kind of say that's a good comparison. Another thing I want to say, Kevin, is so in one of my Ortur groups, somebody was trying to cut 1/4 inch plywood, and they were asking for settings, and I'm like, the machine's not really set up to cut 1/4 inch plywood. This is the Laser Master 2 Pro. And I will explain why. Remind me to explain why plywood is hard to cut in a second. But so he was asking me for settings, and I was like, "Well, I don't really have settings because I have never really tried to do that. But it's not really set up to do that." So, like a day later, he posted a picture, and it was like, for those of you that say this won't do it, it will. And he posted a picture of something that he'd fried to a crisp, getting it to cut through. Well, yeah. So, okay, when I say that it won't do it, that doesn't mean if you run the laser, if you run 100 passes, it's not going to cut through it. It's just not going to get you a good end product. I had to laugh at that, though. It'll do it. And I'm like, well, it will. I can also burn a hole through a piece of wood with a torch. Morning, Effie Leatherworks. How's it going? Effie, I have a question for you. So I have a bunch of, I don't know where it is now. I have a bunch of leather that a buddy of mine, Ethan Carter, sent me to test laser engraves on. What is good to clean leather after, like when I engrave on it, right? When I etch on it, whatever you want to call it, when I burn on it, there is like a soot. So I don't have an example up here, but when I do it, it gives me a really dark result, but some of that soot, kind of like anything else that you do. And if I just try to brush it off, the black gets into the leather a little bit. So is there any good cleaner that would take that off? Let's see. So Mark one, plywood, or no, sorry, not plywood. I've been talking about plywood too much. Remind me to talk about plywood some more in a second. um, what I find is that cardboard is kind of hard to cut because it's so light and it'll move on you. So you're trying to cut, right? So weight it down if you can. Like I have some 1, 2, 3 blocks that I just kind of put on the corners when I do that stuff. Just make sure you're running a frame first, so you're not hitting those blocks and moving your material that way. Also, watch your drag chain. Also, watch your drag chain so that your y-axis. Sometimes your y-axis. Ugh, Jesus, too early in the morning. Your y-axis. Sometimes that cord will bump your material while you're doing it. Other than that, I would say make sure you hold the shift button down when you're doing circles because that'll give you a perfect circle. And yeah, those are my suggestions. Those without knowing anything else, those are my first suggestions. Gizmo, yeah. So I'm waiting for an air assist for the D1. They actually have their own, and then I'm trying to decide. One thing and another thing I wanted to talk about in the video, it just got too long, is the shield, the laser shield for the Aufero. One, man, I love the fact that it's magnetic. It pops on and off so easy. It's easy to clean and whatnot. But if you take that and you look at it, saddle soap for a lot of, oh, cool. If you look at the laser screen, the laser protector, whatever you want to call the little piece of, it's too early. The little guard that makes it so you don't burn your eyeballs out when you're looking. The clear piece of acrylic. I think it's acrylic. I don't know what it is. It's probably not acrylic. Inside that, there looks like like an area that maybe you would drill out or something. It looks like they've designed it to add an air assist at some point in time. So I'm kind of curious to see if they're going to make that announcement because, like I don't know how to subscribe. I don't know how to describe it other than it's when you're looking at the bottom of it, there is a kind of cone-shaped deal that is sealed off on one thing, but it looks like it would be it looks like it would be an air assist that's pointed right where the beam is going. Gizmo, that's a lot of people use those. I'm looking at one. The only reason I'm looking at one that has, well, I'm looking at like the pump part that has like the multiple outputs because I'm starting to accumulate so many lasers. Which, by the way, I don't know when they're coming because I never know when they're coming. I I have like 3 more on the way. I have a problem. Let's see. Okay. Beam. I shall be right back, guys. I just want to get a refill and some coffee. Okay. Hey, Suggs. How you doing? Okay, Kevin, you're gonna make me count them, aren't you? Okay, we've got the Muse, which is up here. We have the Laser Master 2 Pro, the Sculpt Fun, which I gave to my brother, um, the D1, the Aufero, so that's five. I have, let's see, Sane Smart is in the process of making a dedicated laser that they want me to demo. I don't know when that one's coming. Niji, or Niji, they want me to send me one. They're the one that said they have a laser that'll cut a diode laser that'll cut 3/4 material, which would be interesting. Rich, come on, man. I don't know what was the deal. I turned on 3 different mics and none of them worked. And then Guayki, I can't pronounce it. Rich probably knows how to pronounce it. Let's see what the name. Like, I'll just type it. And you guys can tell me what you think, or spell it. Let's see. Gweike. And I contacted this company because they sell fiber lasers, and I was really trying to get a fiber, and they're gonna send me a CO2 unit. I don't know what they're sending me yet. It's gonna be a new unit, so that's 8. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with them all. I really don't. That's the reason I wanted to give, and I think Riz has got the right idea, man. See, so my thing is, like, when I get a unit, like I don't know what I'm going to do with all of them. I mean, I want to keep some of them because I'm going to use them. I am leery to when I say Rich, I'm talking about Louisiana Hobby Guy. If you guys don't follow him, go follow him right now. Excellent laser content, excellent content anyway, but does a lot of stuff with Lightburn. Really great source of info. What he's doing is are you doing one a week, Rich? He's given like units away after he reviews them. My fear is that I won't put it, I won't take it apart right here, or I'll break something in the process, or I will send it to you and it will get jostled in the mail. I don't know. But that's what he's doing. So go follow him for that, so you can get some free shit. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with them all, because right now, one a month. Okay, so he's doing one a month. And he's doing he did, well, I think you should still go watch the video. What was that thing? It's like a little laser. It's kind of a, I don't want to say knockoff, but it's like the laser pecker, right, Rich? It's a little 1.5 watt laser, just like a little desktop thing. Pretty neat. Yeah, O'Keefe. He is here. Hold on a second. I'm going to I turned the lights off now. I can't see. Anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do with them all, because I've already been talking to the wife. I don't have a place to put them all for like production purposes, and I don't know what to do with them. Diwali, that's what it was. 0.5 watt. Holy shit, I didn't realize that. I would love to come up with a reason to have all those lasers running all the time, but I don't right now. Plus, I have an issue with... I was told that you could run, and Rich can attest whether this is true or not. I was told that you could run more than one instance of Lightburn on your PC and run multiple lasers off of one PC. After I've heard other people say you need to have a dedicated PC per laser. Whenever I have tried to do that, when I've had 2 lasers connected and tried to open up another emulation of Lightburn, it either, I think it shuts the first one down or something like that. So I don't know how they're doing that. I also have like a little, refurb $200 laptop running my lasers, so it might not be able to handle it. Oh. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with them all. Like I've talked to Paige about. I think what I'm going to end up doing is up here in the office. So I have the Muse sitting over in the corner, and then I have windows right here, and that's the biggest problem with the garage, right? Like I don't have any way to vent out very well without just opening the door, which kind of sucks when it's cold out or hot out. Um, so I may end up building a bench that just runs the length of this wall and having like a hooded system in here that'll vent out the windows and being able to run more lasers up here. Anyway, let's see. See, so Rich, that doesn't do me any good, man. Um, I'm joking with the wife that I gotta just go out and buy like five, like $200 laptops. She's not happy about that. She doesn't think that's just funny. Ideas for risers when using a rotary roller. Mark, with what? Well, Rich is absolutely correct. I normally do 2x4s, but 4x4s worked. How wide is my door? Regular door size? Why? Mark, which laser are you using? Because like with the D1, I like that about the D1. The D1 has risers that you can screw in, and then it just raises it up. I like that about that. But yeah, I just with the I think let's see. I can't remember if the video's out yet or not. It's not. It comes out next week. I do a video on the rotary for the Ortur Laser Master 2 Pro, and when I propped it up on 2x, but I had to flip some of the 2x on their sides. So when it was racking back and forth, like you could see the laser wobble a little bit, and you can see it in the end product. And it's my fault, total user error. It didn't have anything to do with the laser, but the gantry running back and forth was causing the 2x to shake. So 4x4 would probably be a better idea. Oh. Okay, and then I've been just having the hardest time getting YouTube to update stuff. So I dropped the video yesterday on the urn, and for like a good hour or two, it said nobody had viewed it, even though there was views counting up on it. I don't know what's going on their back end, but it's being weird. I was looking for a cut file for adjustable box to put under. Yeah, Kevin, I like the HOA would frown upon that. So, Rich, that sounds cool. What are you? Is it like a 3D situation? I don't know what the T6 like. I'm not like I like Star Wars. I don't like Star Wars. You know what I mean? Just kidding. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming a starfighter is like a TIE fighter or something or other. I'm old. Yeah, yeah. Tell me about it. I can't stand having an HOA, and the next time we move, I will not. I just fighting with the people that live in my neighborhood is ridiculous. I'm surprised they never said anything to me about whipping the torch out in the driveway. I think that makes me less approachable, but you know, what are you gonna do? If you guys are cutting boxes and you're not using this tool, which I'll drop here. So did you design it yourself, Rich, or did you find a file someplace? And so that link right there is a box builder for if you're laser cutting boxes. I love that thing. That's how I did the Hellraiser boxes. and you can get your laser kerf or the kerf of your cut down so well that I wouldn't say you don't need glue, but you don't need glue. So like this box right here is like, it's solid. I can't, hold on, I can't see myself. Gotta see myself. All right, so it's pretty solid, right? This isn't glued together. It's, I can't get it apart either. It's just the curves are that tight. So the beauty thing about that particular website is you run a test. I'm trying to prove to you that. There we go. So you run a test. Thanks, Rich. Appreciate it, brother. You run a test to see what your kerf of your laser is, and then you use that as like an offset when you're cutting boxes and stuff like that, and you'll get that kind of result to where you can, I mean, I would still suggest, like, if you're really gonna, like, this just sits on the shelf. If you're gonna use the box, obviously you want to glue it. What's up, Venster? Yeah, Kevin, I had a, I can't remember why the cops showed up. The cops showed up for something. Not the cops. Well, the fire department showed up for something, and I was burning some stuff in my fire pit in the back. And they showed up for something else, but they saw the smoke and they came and wanted to see what was going on. And I showed them that, and then they were like, they saw the torches laying out there, the grill blazers, and so they're asking about those. So I told them about them and whatnot, and so one of the guys came over after work and wanted to have a little whiskey with me. So I'm not going to be mad at that. Well, sweet, Rich. You're doing a video on it, right? Like we get to see the final product. I had a question for you, man. I was going to ask it. I can't remember what it was. I was like, you know what? The next time I talk to Rich, I need to ask him about that. I can't remember what it was now. Anyway, I'll think of it after you're not here anymore, and you know how it goes. Oh, that's funny. So, Kevin, why are they calling the cops on you? Or, I mean, the fire department on you? Just to be pricks? My neighbors are actually pretty cool. Like, when I was in Florida and somebody ran into my house, my neighbor's the one that, like, texted me and was like, are you all right? Also, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I was in Florida for Christmas, and I was sitting out on the beach, enjoying the view, and I get a text from my neighbor. It's like, are you guys okay? And I'm like, well, that's not good, because she doesn't know I'm out of town. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? I saw the 8-shot dispenser, man. That looks interesting. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not in town. She's like, somebody just ran into your house, and some dizzy 16-year-old kid was trying to drift around our neighborhood and apparently missed and ran into my front porch and took it out. So that was fun. So she's a fun neighbor, is what you're saying, Kevin. She's one of those neighbors. Let me put you over here so I'm not looking over at the chat. Oh, let's see. Wow. No, actually, the funny thing is the person that contacted me, she's on the HOA, and I was like, "Hey, listen, can you let the HOA know that I'm not in town and I can't fix it up? I can't fix it right now." She thought it was funny. Although I got to call those guys today, so I had a contractor come out and give me a quote to fix the deal, and he took the measurements and everything. He's like, "Yeah, I'll get back to you tomorrow." That was like a week ago. I heard from him. So, are you saying my mic sucks, Rich? Are you saying my mic sucks? Because let's try this. This is why I asked, because this mic that you're listening to me through is a Kickstarter. So let me see if I can kick it over to this, and you tell me if it's better. And the reason I ask is because this whole Kickstarter thing's kind of bothering me a little bit. Let me see. Add that one. How is that? Is that better? Oh, that's going to echo, isn't it? Take this one off. How is that? Is that better? Do we like that? So the Kickstarter, I wish I could show you this thing, and I have another one down in the shop, but the whole thing it's called the Movo something or another, I don't know. And the idea behind it was it's got a camera, and then it has a mic around the camera, and then it also has a ring light. So like, I don't know if you can see that, but it's lighting me up. And it seemed like a really cool concept, but it's actually that's good to know, man. See, like I've asked people that in chat before, and they've just been like, "Oh yeah, it's fine." So to know the mic isn't very good either, like even sucks worse, because the problem with this camera is like I'm kind of washed out. I mean, I'm a white ass dude anyway, but like when I'm down in the shop especially, with the ugly lights on, it's like I look like powder. So, it's good to know. Okay. Well, good to know, man. Good. Okay. Like I said, I just need to. I'm gonna need a better setup down in the shop. I didn't realize that people were gonna like really want to go live in the shop as much as they do. I didn't realize it was gonna be so popular. So, O'Keefe, I know. Um, um, and so like my setup down in the shop is not great because I was never really planning on doing it very often, but I get like, a decent little following when I'm out there running the laser, which is fine because I don't, when the lasers run a lot of times, I'm just babysitting it anyway. Give me 1 second. I need to run downstairs. The dog is once outside. See, once out. All right. Sorry about that. Very demanding dog. All right. Let's see. Hey, look, it's a bot. First one today. That's nice. Usually there's more. Stay inside when it storms. Yeah, no kidding. What is loose, dude? I don't know. Who's got a good mic stand for me? This thing drives me nuts. Oh, that was deleted by me. Okay. I'm just checking this out. Hold on a sec. So, Rich, how often are you pouring 8 shots at once, or is that just for is that just for a video? I'm just curious. I don't have 8 friends, so. Also, let's see. All right. Saying no. Oh, only use cast acrylic. Okay. Really? I can't tell you the last time I ever did a shot. Yeah, right? Oh, wow. So you partying like that. I'm too old for that shit. I have 5-year-olds, man. They drive me insane. I have to be asleep and I have to not be hungover. That's interesting. Oh, 8 shots in a row, cracking me up. Of course, Rich, I guess you gotta like you're in New Orleans, right? I guess you gotta like you live in New Orleans. You gotta be able to party like that. You gotta be able to party with the rock stars, right? What in the hell? Okay. Okay, let's see what do we got. I'm checking how many of you guys have piped in on the comments. I really wish, and Rich is Rich will, well, I don't know if Rich will feel my pain. I don't know how often you can go live, but I wish that they would separate the numbers for live versus videos because it's hard to tell what's doing what. Okay, look at you guys all replying and stuff. Hooty hoot. Okay, good deal. 200 proof? What? Oh God. You can send me some. I will send you a picture of the face I make when I pop that off. So Rich, are you doing your own, or is that because Everclear's not 200 proof, is it? Jesus. D Wood, you need to comment on that video. Yum yum, give me some. Which is where that's where I'm pulling the names from. So comment on that, and then you just need to make sure that you're following me. You're subscribed to the YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram. And then I will pick a name on February 1st, I believe. That's not a weekend, is it? Actually, I guess it doesn't really matter. Let me see if I can pull up my calendar. I didn't look at what day it was. I was just looking at. Oh no, it's a Tuesday. That's fine. cherry bombs. Jesus. Okay, yeah, so the last video, the video I just put out, this is just following that video. Vincer, not in here. On the video. Okay, so the video that I just did where I assembled and tested the Ortur Aufero Laser 2. I'm giving one of those. Well, they're allowing me to give one away to a viewer. So you just need to comment "yum yum, give me some" in the comments of that video. Make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel and my Instagram channel, and then I will. I'll do the drawing on February 1st, like I just said, and give it away. And if that goes over well, basically, so I said I've still got like 3 lasers to review on the way. Those, so if a laser's coming in now, I really don't want to. I'm really not planning on taking any more new units unless they're really promising something completely different, because it's just kind of pointless for me to keep doing the same thing over and over. However, with this unit, I said, hey, listen, I will review your unit, but you got to let me give one away as well. So I've said that to a couple of companies, and they've just said no. And so, okay, whatever. I do have a couple more units that are coming that I don't have one to give away yet, because like the Niji, I really want to see if it'll cut 3/4 plywood, because I don't believe that, and things like that. But other than that, like anybody that wants to send me something anymore, I'm trying to get something for you guys as well, because like I said, I may start going Rich's route and just repackaging them and send them out to people, because I don't need them all laying around. And the thing is, like, I have a bunch of people asking me for them, like friends and whatnot, and I'm like, well, I don't. How do I play favorites on that one? Not I don't have 8 friends, but actually, there's a Eastern Maker group that I'm a part of, and those are the guys who are like, well, if you have any extra lasers. Yeah, Vincer, I just I say it at the beginning and the end about the giveaway, and I don't know how that's gonna fly, but I've never given anything away before, so we'll see how it works. Well, I take that back. I did do my bottle openers, but that was easy. It was my deal. So, Rich, did you read in the literature that it says it'll cut 18 mil plywood? I was like, I even responded back to him. I'm like, well, I'm like, you have to send me a unit because I have to see this. And they said, here, let me find the response, because I thought it was kind of funny the way they worded it. It can cut 18 millimeter plywood, but it's not a one-time cut. I know that. It did say 3 passes. And it also has a lot to do with the material. 18 millimeter can be cut under ideal conditions. It's a way to cover your ass. Yeah, it's not a bad idea, Master. Does it really? So, so we were talking about this earlier, Rich. I don't know if you're here. Does it cut it well though? You know what I mean? Like I can run. Well, I don't know if I don't know about 3/4 inch, but I can cut plywood with the Laser Master 2 Pro. It's just like the result is a little crispy at the end. Oh yeah, Rich, you're absolutely correct. I even say that in the video for the Aufero. I'm like, the 10-watt D1, like it'll cut 10 mil material. Nobody ever does it, and it's slow. You know, like you'd be better off cutting it with a bandsaw or something at that point. I just like to push the stuff to their limits and whatnot. Oh. 8 shots in a row. You're still killing me on that. I remember we went back to visit some folks from college, and I used to drink tequila in college. I used to do shots of tequila, and they got shots of tequila, and I thought I was gonna die. Patriots, I was. Then I would have to have enough. How many Boilermakers do I have? The thing is, like, you'd have to want one too, though, because I know, like, I have some people that follow me that just to watch. You know, they don't. Like my father-in-law, he wouldn't do anything with a laser. Let's see how many you guys are there. I don't know. We'd have to do some sort of giveaway anyway, though, because I don't know who would want it and whatnot. Not a bad idea, though. Yeah, China. I agree. What I'm surprised they haven't done, and maybe they have, and it's too expensive to throw out on the market for like the cheaper diode lasers. But I would think that somebody somewhere would have figured out, like similar to a CNC, how to have the z-axis adjust along with the cut. Because if I mean, even with smaller material, if you could inch that, well, I say inch, if you could move that z-axis down a little bit while it was cutting, like from pass to pass, you get a cleaner cut. Okay, so you do lower it each time. See, Rich, that's what I'm talking about. Like, at what point in time are we going to come out with a diode that knows that it has to self lower? It has to, it has to lower itself. I mean, they obviously know what the focal length is. O'Keefe. So the reason I used to do shots of tequila is because I worked at a bar at college, and everybody there would shoot Jaeger, and I can't stand Jaeger. So it came down to, hey, everybody's gonna do a shot of Jaeger, and I would do a shot of 1800. Um, Rich, I know they have autofocus, but do they? So I don't have anything in autofocus. All my lasers are manual focus. So I don't even know, like some of the CO2s, maybe they do. Do they? So if you're doing multiple passes on a CO2 that has autofocus, like say like the Glowforge is autofocus, isn't it? I know that the Muse 3D is autofocus. Mine is a Muse Core. It does not autofocus. But does that step down? Does it know to, each pass it moves? Anyway, so I used to always drink tequila because I didn't like the taste of Jaeger. And you know what? I don't like the taste of tequila anymore either. But in college, it didn't matter. Rich is fucking like party guy, man. We used to do, Paige and I, my wife and I, we used to drink Red Bull and vodka, and we would go out, and that stuff's dangerous because one, like you have enough caffeine running through your body that you don't really feel like you're intoxicated, even though you are. And man, we would go out and we would party, and we would watch the sunrise, and then just be out of it the whole next day. I never liked the taste of Jaeger. Just personal preference. I saw a video this morning about giving away. Interesting. I'm sorry. Somebody's reaching out to me and asking me if they wanted if they can do my merch. And honestly, I would rather go with somebody that's like a small business as opposed to as opposed to like I don't like Teespring all that much, but it integrates with YouTube. So that's the reason I use You are Superman for the night. Believe me. I like Teespring is okay for merch, but like one, they drive me nuts. This hat, and the ball caps that I had them made through a different service because, the embroidery service through Teespring says that they can't that all of this is too close together, and they can't do it. And I'm like, I know it's physically impossible to do it. Anyway. Hey, Rich, do you have Patreon, or do you just buy me a cup of coffee? Or what did I can't remember. I donated through whatever you have on your page. Um, was it just is it just PayPal? Chipboard. Oh, Kevin. So that reminds me. What's your yeah, Billy, I'm not big enough for bunker branding. They're not interested in helping me out. Let's see. So Rich, do me a favor and send me a link, or can I just find it in Patreon? Patreon's always a pain in the ass. I can't remember what I was saying now. Oh, let's see. So Kevin, this is what I was going to say. So plywood is the reason it's harder to cut plywood than it is hardwood is because glue diffuses heat. So when you have plywood, a lot of times it's harder for the lasers to get through that, and that's the reason that like cheaper plywood will cut better than nicer plywood because that you probably don't have as much glue in there. I thought I looked, Rich, and couldn't find it. But you know what? I've slept since then, so I could be just crazy. Let me see. And, there you go. I remember I sent cash to you somehow. It was not through this though. I sent you a donation that way, and I just couldn't remember how it was. So I think chipboard may or may not be very easy to cut. I don't know. I haven't tried. And let's see, Vinster. Where do I get my music from? I get all my music from YouTube. I had some issues with. I used to use. Oh God, I can't. AmpleTunes, which is some guys that made some music. It's really good music, and it's copyright free and everything, and they encourage you to use it in their YouTube videos and basically they just they ask for donations. So I was using them for a while, but somebody. Every once in a while, somebody will go in and claim that one of the songs is theirs and do a copyright claim on like every video that has that music in there, and it gets resolved, but it's a pain in my ass. So I now just stick with YouTube music only. I'm thinking about getting the Orturo. I do not know anything about the Fox Alien Riser. I say the Aufero is a pretty decent unit. It's a modular design. It goes together really well. And if you're unhappy with the laser unit, you can always upgrade it later. Oh yeah, Rich. I thought about that after the fact. Like I already sent it. I was watching one of your videos one night. It was I was a couple whiskeys deep, and I shot you I shot you $50, and I was like, he's gonna have no idea. Anyway, no big deal. I just couldn't remember if it was buy me a cup of coffee or PayPal. Let's see. Okay, well, I was not going to do that. Let's do this first. I think this is you. Hold on. Copy. Is that right? Is that you, Rich? Can somebody else click on that and tell me if it's Rich's Patreon? I don't know. So D, I don't know why that one file did that. I think there was like a kind of a hiccup in the code. If you're in the D1 group, there is a switch on the motherboard that like there's no information about anywhere, but one of the guys did a video on it and he said basically that switch allows change. So go support Rich, Louisiana hobby guy. Go check out his Patreon page. You can get like he does discounts and stuff like that if you're a patron on his files and things like that, and just support him because like he does cool shit. And then I forgot what I was saying. So D, I don't know why I jammed up on that one thing, but there is a switch on the motherboard that I guess is not in the literature anywhere. I haven't checked the literature. This is what I've been told. And what he says that switch does is it allows changes to the motherboard when it's flipped one way, and when you flip it the other way, it locks it out. So what you should do is, this is him, and he did a video on all this stuff. Yeah, absolutely, Rich. I like I said, I wasn't like looking for props. I just couldn't remember how I donated to you. If you're gonna do a firmware update, you want to have the switch one way, right? Because you want that firmware, or you want that update to change whatever code it doesn't need to on the motherboard. But when you're not doing a firmware update, you should flip the switch the other way, which locks it out, so nothing can change. And what he has said is that if you have that switch not locked out, and you are and you're running a cut or an engrave, there's a possibility that like some just like gibberish code could run through there. And since it's okay to mess with the motherboard at that point in time, it can like confuse the motherboard, let's say. And like I said, I mean, these are people that know more about things than I do. So I like, that's my understanding. And then the other issue I've had, that I didn't realize, because I thought I turned it off, is that the computer downstairs was set to shut off after an hour if I wasn't doing anything. And the thing is, normally I move the mouse or something during a cut, but in some of those cuts, or I guess engrave, but in some of those engraves, I was, I had the mouse going, or I had the laser going, and I would just go back and check on it every so often to make sure that everything was okay. And in those instances, like, it would cut off on me, and I couldn't figure out why. And it was because it was just, the computer would shut off, and then of course it would shut off the cut. So those are the two issues I've had. Take it easy, Jeff. Speaking of, guys, this lack of sleep thing is catching up with me, and I'm having a hard time thinking. So I'm gonna go either take a nap or veg out for a little bit, because I have to build some shit later, and I want to be coherent for that. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. If you have any questions, you can always shoot them over to me at. I really need to put this as a macro. build.com. If you have any questions, you can always send them to nick@build.build.com, and I will get to them when I get to them. I actually try to answer them pretty quickly, but that's not always the case. And until next time, let's see what we got. We got let's see. So this week coming up is setting up the Ortur rotary, and checking that out and assembling that and all that good stuff. And then I have a couple of more videos that will be coming out on like the D1 and stuff like that, like how to mark metal using a carrier. Did I really? I did spell neck wrong. This is how out of it I am right now, guys. I don't do midnight very well. Is that right? Hey, Sally. Let's see how to mark metal using a carrier agent. I'm gonna say carrier agent. I don't know what it's called. Somebody's asked how to engrave on something that's not flat, so we'll do that. And there's another one in there that I can't think of right now. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.